Boom. I am online. I'm online. We're about to get down right now. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm on you know, I redid some things, moved some things around. So I hope my wires are good. Um, let's uh, let's talk about a couple things. I need to talk about um, a situation I saw on these YouTube streets, and it just goes to show you how fraudulent red pill people are. Let me bring it right onto the screen. Wait, oops. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. There we go. Okay, let me make sure I do this. Hope everybody's having a good day. Share. And that's good. That's good. I think I'll wait. I think I'm going to wait before I pounce. I think I'll wait before I pounce. You know, shout out to Char Willie in the house. I think I'm going to wait before I pounce. So I'm going to start off with this situation right here. As you know, tonight is definitely a mix of, uh, I would say, crime, femicide, and the reason why. Here we go. Tevin's in the house. Good to see you, Tevin.
I want to talk about black
Thank you, Char. Thank you so much. Here we go.
femicide again today. I want to talk about why are BLK men saying that they should ignore black femicide depending on race.
Let me pause right there. If you can hear the volume cool, let me know. Put a one in the chat. If it needs to go up, put a two. If it needs to go down, put a three. Here we go.
And I'll tell you the comments that I saw underneath the post on the left of a black woman being unalived by a white T man was real crazy. I saw nothing but comments, not only from BLK men, but also from BLK women, saying, oh, that's exactly why black women shouldn't mess with those white T men, because those white T men will unalive you. They'll do this, that, and the third. And I find that to be actually insane when black women are unalived far more often by BLK men. And I gave another article. Both of these black women were unalived by men that used, what can I say, S pew pews, SHOT pew pews.
Yeah, all day, every day. And what was weird to me is I saw such delusion in the red pill spaces. These men think they're angels, even though at least half of them themselves know they caused some sort of pain to women. That is the weirdest thing you were. I mean, they know. I have seen men, okay, that know they got a record for violence, then claim they ain't done nothing wrong. That kind of delusion, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot reason with. You cannot reason with them. You can make your point, and then they're going to have a tantrum. And that's why it's important for me to state this, because do not try to reason with red pill men. They are the ones who do most of the crimes, believe it or not. Diddy is definitely red pill, right? DDG, he's red pill, but he hasn't at least done any crimes. So I give him a shot. Give him, I'll be happy about that. Who else? I mean, Future. He's just because he didn't get arrested doesn't mean he didn't. You have to understand that, because I'm saying this because I do not want a young lady thinking you can reason with red pill monsters. You just can't. There's no way to bring them down. And I'm not talking about like casual red pill. Like a casual red pill would be somebody like Darnell. Casual. He's not. He is, but he at least thinks through a process of treating women right. That's not really red pill, though he admits it. He feels he's red pill, but compared to the common red pill man, he's like red pill light. Darnell's like red pill light. And but these average red pill dudes that are way above red pill light, the way that the ones that believe they should be pampered by women, though they offer nothing, those are the ones I'm talking about. Those are the ones I'm talking about. The ones that, they just live by that fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, but offer nothing in return. Or if they do offer something in return, it's a negative result. It's like they don't offer kindness or anything like that or respect. No, they offer this stuff right here. I'm going to let your trigger break it down for you.
So, this whole idea that we can sit there and say that a black woman dating a non-black man is going to result, more quickly in her unaliving is crazy at this point. Every day you see an article, every day you see a situation where a black woman is taken out by a man that looks just like her. Now, I'm not saying the other.
Exactly. Really, I mean, the best high value man is a high value man that doesn't put hands and feet on a woman and respects a woman and doesn't cheat on a woman. You can't beat that. In the world, oh, there we go. Okay. You can't beat that. That's high value. That's what you call high value. Diddy ain't high value. He's high. I'll compromise and say he's very high earning, or he was. But he ain't high value. No way. So anyway, I was on these YouTube streets and these red pillars. I came across this channel and I saw my screen is tripping, but I'm gonna get through this anyway. I saw a public defender on there, or offender, and he was chopping them up with facts. And the one fact I saw before I had to go ahead and do some things was that they were trying to say that men and women cheat the same. That's what these people were saying. And the name of the channel is irrelevant because they all do it. They all do it. Cyber Dreams in the house. Winter is 0 degrees here. And basically, so I need to bring that up. So they were saying that men and women cheat the same. They really did say that. So this is what I got right here. And they put it up. And it's funny because they went back and forth, 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 right? They went back and forth. And so they said, let's put the facts on the screen. And wisely put, public defender said, okay, we'll put it on the screen. And damn near, if you don't, if it said this, it said something like this, not exactly like this, but something like this. 1 second. Okay. It said, social survey, blah, 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 GSS, North at University of Chicago. Among ever married individuals, black men cheat at 28%, report having cheated at least once. Black women, 18%. Black men cheat more. And here's the difference. Black men cheat at a higher volume too. At a higher volume. That's the they bring it home. They bring it home. They bring it home. So to the channel owner that had the nerve to even make some fake video today about his endeavors with public offender, which he got his ass kicked, public offender wiped the floor with him, wiped the old floor, the whole fat floor with him. And in return, instead of saying, yeah, man, you got me, but this and that, us brothers, we're the most involved man. We're the most involved father. Or something like that, some other lie, he actually went into spewing hate. This other person. And there's no reason for me to out whatever channel this was, because they all do it. Both men and women do this crap. What they do is when they get their ass whooped on their own channel, one example is, what's his name? Fugazi dude. So Fugazi. When he gets his butt whipped, he always comes out with this fake ass video saying that he whipped butt when he got his lunch. Somebody took his lunch. Yeah, they do it all the time. So there's no reason for me to even point to one channel, because they all do it. Kevin Samuels made that up. He did that all the time. The thing is this, Kevin Samuels was getting his ass whooped sometimes because he always had to mute. When he had to mute women that were talking calmly, he was getting his ass whooped. See, people don't want to realize that. He lost a lot of He lost a lot of arguments with women and men on his channel. And same goes with these fools, but it's the red pill thing. That's their genre, is deceit. I have never seen an honest red pill channel. I remember, and the weird thing is this, they've all done dirt, but then what they get off on is blaming and shaming women who are better than them. They get off on it. Corey Holcomb does that crap all the time. He's a scum. I won't say he's a scum, no. But let's say stuff he says and does is scummy. I think he's a bitter man. He's a bitter man because he's mad because he's not making it like Kevin did or a lot of the other comedians did. There's nothing worse than a bitter comedian, in my opinion. A bitter comedian. That's all I'm saying. You know something? I'm actually going to apologize for calling Corey Holcomb scum. He's not scum, but to me, he's a problem. He's teaching men how to be abusive, in my opinion, by disrespecting women. And this is a lot of the red pill. By disrespecting women daily, much and many of which they're doing way better than him financially and even spiritually. It just goes to show you how low the red pill will go. But anyway, let me show you this. So basically, this blew them away on that channel that Public Defender was on. You know, men obviously cheat more, and this doesn't show the volume either. This does not show you the volume because remember now, and the men admitted cheating more than one time. There it is. Red pill, all of you, take your lumps. Don't get mad. Ghost is in the house. Good seeing Ghost. Mom is in the house. Good seeing you too. Don't get mad. Do this if you want to win. Put yourself in a mindset that proves me wrong. Put yourself, show your actions that prove me wrong. Don't disrespect women. Don't talk shit about women. Don't put hands and feet on women. Prove me wrong and you will win. I'll let you win. I will let you win. But you can't do it. You can't do it. And that's why we have shows like tonight. That's why we have shows like tonight. They are not, I wish it could be happy-go-lucky. You know, I'm softening it from some harder stuff we used to release. But at the same time, we have to let these fools know that we know about their lies. We know about their cheats. We know about their desperation going to foreign countries, trying to get some from and claim that those women are marriageable. There might be marriageable women there, but they're not going after those women because those women wouldn't give them time of day. Cyber Dream says you can only cheat on a woman that thinks she wants you. I don't want you like that, so I'm just saying. So anyway, I don't know why my screen's flashing, but that's okay. I'll fix that later. I'm trying to mix in some new gear I had floating around the house, but I can get through it. Okay, so anyway, that's that. So this is what's going down here. And there's no way they can like that most involved fathers. Remember the most involved fathers thing? Well, that came from a whopping 3,000 people that were interviewed. The men were interviewed, not the kids. The kids don't even know he was interviewed. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm always around my kid. I'm always around my kid. Nope. So anyway, let me get back over here now. Okay, so we're gonna get down right now. Here we go.
The races of men don't unalive and harm black women because they do. But that's the reason why I say that black women, in my opinion, have to look at all men as a threat and not just look at black men as one. But also, you're not going to tell me that, oh, black women don't date out because there's an increased risk of unaliving. No, the risk is happening regardless. And black men is a very high risk. this person, young OP.
Let me put it this way. There's a higher percentage of black women being deleted by black men than there's a higher percentage of marriage. Let that sink in between black women, black men.
Whatever your name is. If you don't like what I said, if you have something to say, you can get in the box and explain.
Let me pause that right there. This is what I need to show you how these men behave. Look, he even has red on. He even has red on. Let me show you how childish these men are. Here we go.
Yourself. What are you saying? I don't understand.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey. Oh, okay, I got
you. Isn't that masculine? So you heard that was a dude in the background going, "How is that?" That's how they act. Didn't have an argument. Didn't have a retort or debateful. No, this is what these are grown men. These are not kids. This is a grown man right here talking to your triggered. Talk about being, I mean, that's crazy to me. Then we got dudes like this.
There has been an outbreak in the OnlyCans world, causing panic with a lot of women in the industry. And it's because of this man, Gucci Third Leg. The name is self-explanatory, but that's besides the point. OnlyCans, I'm saying OnlyCans because YouTube, I'm not trying to get demonetized or blah, 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 whatever, you get it. Anyway, OnlyCans creator Gucci Third Leg, whose actual name is Alotosin Tubo, he was exposed for allegedly spreading the H, we're going to call it H, that's the actual name, YouTube purposes. He was known to collaborate with several mainstream porn stars and social media users. Third Leg is currently facing scrutiny for the accusations that have since gone viral on social media.
I won't spit in somebody's mouth. Hold on. Let me spit in your mouth. Oh!
That's gross. That's just gross. So Gucci Third Leg, what more can be said? Spitting in women's mouths and giving out the herp. Giving out the herp. In a HIV, as Pretty Black Magic would say, the herp and the HIV and it. I hope Pretty Black Magic makes a song kind of like a parody song using back in the day there was the song Sugar Hill Gang. So the hip, the hop, the hip, the herp, the hip, zip. I made myself laugh. That's okay. That's good. That's all good. yeah. In cyber, yeah, he let him. Yep. And that's feminine, feminine, friendly, submissive. That's what they call feminine, feminine.
Everything unfolded after creator Danae Davis accused Gucci the Third Leg of knowingly infecting her with the H. In her video, Danae claimed that when she was 19 years old, she collaborated with Third Leg and failed to disclose his status. She alleged that she noticed a sore on his third leg, but according to him, the cut came from a shaving incident. So with this situation,
a shaving incident, you gotta be kidding me.
Viral. And you know what's the crazy thing? Third Leg is trying to take advantage of it and collab with other content creators who are not even in the same field. Like, bro, what?
Gucci Third Leg, get your ass out my chat. I'm not playing with you today, bro. Get your ass out my chat. You have her confirmed. It's a lock. I don't want to see you in my no more. Don't come in and talk about let's collab. What you gonna gay ass? Let's collab and do what? What are we gonna collab? We gonna do a Mookie Bang? I don't want none of your DNA genetics. I mean, I don't want none of your RNA, none of your chromies.
So this is the kind of funny part of the show, which is sad. I mean, her ain't something happy. And then this happens.
Oh, yo, it's Big Ant.
So it's not him. Guess who's getting sued for clapping men's cheeks when the men don't want to be clapped? I don't know if it's true, but that's what everybody says on the news. It's a $20 million lawsuit against Fat Joe for doing what he do. I try to tell you about hip hop, dudes. And I know nobody likes to hear it. I mean, hip hop is great music, but these guys somehow they just fell off the boat. Yeah, Tevin goes, "Oh boy, dressed up like a hot dog, crashing out on Gucci third leg like it's priceless." That is. Yeah, the STD Kings. So I don't know what to say. Why do we need to be the kings of STD, fellas?
There has been an outbreak in the OnlyCans world, causing panic with the
If you've been on the internet the last couple of days, then you know the drama surrounding Gucci third leg has consumed all of us. This man right here is responsible for taking down $1 billion industry. The amateur category of the adult film industry was a thriving new niche. Like, the barrier to entry for corn was non-existent at this point, because all it took was a scallywag or a really freaky dude to pull out a camera, bruh, and film their interaction with a particular spouse or partner. It really
Ghost states perfectly, meet in competition. They just overestimated the worth.
simulated real life experiences, right? It wasn't this highly produced thing. People just wanted to see real life simulation in their corn. And, and the barrier to entry being non-existent and the average person only needing a camera to start, that right there created a
Okay, so he's talking about hold on one second. Okay, I'm getting tired of this. This thing's always letting me down. Okay, that's why I bought a new one. It's on the way. It just ain't here yet. Okay, so anyway, let's see what the young lady who got it has to say.
Allegedly, Gucci third leg is out here.
Let me make sure I got this going here because I need to make sure this volume is where it needs to be. There we go. When I was word tune. There we go. Volume master. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Giving people HSV2, that is genital herpes. I'm just going to say, yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci third leg burned me with HSV2.
Man, let me pause this right here. I wasn't laughing at the young lady. I was laughing at what Cyber Dreams was put on, was saying they too broke to buy condoms. I guess, man, but let's listen to her.
And he told me that he was going to send me his test results, and he never did.
I'm not going to dive too deep into the initial reaction. It was a whole mess, bro. I did a whole video on it. You can watch my first video on this incident to find out.
So basically, yeah, I mean, that was all bad. But not as bad as this.
Things my father did before he started essaying me. When my dad first got custody of me, he cut me off from everybody that I knew and loved. I was no longer allowed to even call my grandmother, who raised me for a majority of my life. He made me feel like I couldn't do anything without him knowing. He had other students watching me at school and would report back to him the things I would be doing while I was at school. I'd be at school and I'd just catch him popping up in my...
Doesn't he sound a lot like Diddy? Just trying to prove the fact that there's many Diddies in our community. Here we go.
Campus watching me. He made me throw away all the clothes that my grandmother had bought me because he said they were risque. He would do things to me and then show me that nobody was going to help me. For instance, one time he was on top of me choking me, and I told him I wanted to leave and go back to live with my grandmother. He took me to the police station and proceeded to tell them what he did to me, and they said that I had to stay there with him. He made me dig my own grave and told me that's where I was going to end up if I didn't listen to him. We would have sleepovers where he would spoon me at night. He normalized coming into our rooms at night. I wasn't allowed to call him father. He made me call him dad or daddy. He found all the phone numbers of kids I was friends with at school and texted them and told them that I had herpes. I did not have herpes. He would try to turn me and my siblings against each other to snitch on each other for things that weren't even bad. He was more concerned about my hygiene than I was. For instance, he made his wives tell me that I could no longer wear panties to bed because it was unhealthy, and then would proceed to make sure that I wasn't wearing them to bed. These are just a few things, and mind you, I did not move with him until I was 14 years old.
Wow. If that's not crazy, I don't know what is. Man, let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up, because this is right. This is, so when those red pill men talk smack about how nice, they are, just remember most of them are like this man who hurt this woman right here.
Today, I'm sharing part 2 of a powerful and deeply personal story. In this next chapter, the young woman at the center of this heartbreaking case provides more background on the abuse she endured at the hands of her father over a 2-year period, abuse that tragically resulted in pregnancy. Though she took legal action, the case was dismissed due to insufficient evidence, and her siblings, believed to be influenced by their father, turned against her. Despite the lack of support and justice, she continued to fight. Even after securing a recorded confession, authorities declined to reopen the case. Left with few options, she turned to social media to share her truth, hoping to raise awareness and support others in similar situations. Now, in part 2, we hear directly from her as she bravely shares more of her story and the events that shaped her journey.
Okay, so today I just wanted to give you guys a little update on everything, answer a few questions that I've
Is that what these dudes mean by most involved fathers?
been seeing in my comments. So first question that I get a lot is, did I have an abortion? Yes, I did have an abortion, so I don't have a child by my father. Another question I get is there a petition started? One of the people that actually followed me did start a petition on change.org. If you look up Alana Monet, it does pop up. I will also put a link to the petition in the comments. As far as my sisters go, have they been helped? No, they're still in Texas with my dad. There's nothing that I can do. As far as the courts go, there's pretty much nothing.
What in the hell is it about Texas? That's where, man, let me just keep it going.
I can say or do at this point. They're just telling me that I have to wait and see if he does it again. So that's all I have for right now.
This message is for people.
Pause right there. In the house, Sugar Love. Sugar Love, it's good to see you. Hope everything's going good. Sugar Love, you got to check out her cafe, the Sugar Love Cafe. She has great conversations over there as well. Please join her. Here we go. Sugar Love, you can, if you want, put your link on the chat.
People in Corpus Christi, Texas, or the Rockport area and no one else, you can scroll along or you can stay to listen. I'm here to give you guys a PSA. My name is Alana Monet. I am from California, and currently the person that SA'd me from the ages of 15 to 17 is living in the Corpus Christi, Texas area, as well as the Rockport area. It was my own father, Lavelle Beasley, who assaulted me for 2 years of my life, impregnated me, and then forced me to have a smishmortion at 3 months old. At 3 months, I've been trying to get in contact with the local law enforcement, and I have some things in the works, but I want to put a PSA out there to please watch your children. His wife, Sierra Parker, does not care. She knows, and she even supports him in his decisions. He has my little siblings out there, and I am very, very worried for them. I want everyone to know who this man is. I want everyone to know who this woman is, and please, please, please be on the lookout. I'm going to insert a picture
Man,
of
when you
both of them
talk,
at the end of this clip.
I mean, that's terrible when a woman defends that kind of behavior.
My siblings go to school out there, and I am very concerned for their safety. If you see anyone with the last name Beasley, they are probably associated to me. I am the oldest sister, and I've been trying to get help, but unfortunately, the DA in California said the statute of limitations have passed. If you look on my page and look down, you will hear the video recording of him admitting and not being remorseful of what he did to me. You will see the proof that I presented to the court, but because they failed me and they failed to do their job correctly, my case was not seen in court. I'm trying to do everything I can to remain peaceful. I care about the safety of my siblings and the safety of the public. So please be on the lookout for this man, be on the lookout for this woman, and keep your family. At the top, you can clearly see the person that appears to be of more European descent. That is Sierra Parker. The person right here is my father, Lavelle Beasley.
I mean, that's just, let me keep
And this individual was also involved in not helping me get safety. This is his other ex-wife, Ebony Patterson.
Dang, good point, Ghost. I mean, there might be a statute of limitations, but if that admission gets to the CPS, the other young ladies could be saved. That's great. That's a very well said, very well made point.
Who also lives in the Texas area. I primarily hold the first two people responsible because they still do laugh and talk about what he did to me and do not take any accountability. And I do also hold the bottom person responsible, but unfortunately for them, and fortunately they did get away from Lavelle, so I do consider them a victim as well. I honestly consider her a victim, but she is a grown woman and she should know better, and there's no excuse for anyone giving her a pass on him doing what he did to me. Hi guys, I'm coming back today to give you guys an update. So in a turn of events, I actually got...
Let me pause it because I want to keep it, well, I want to make sure that you guys are listening and seeing how bad this is. See, the thing is this, it's like the problem we have with a lot of online red pill and just not, I'm only using red pill to classify evil men because don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's somebody who doesn't have the same ideology that might do horrible things like this, but you will find out a lot of them think they are kings and they have this narcissistic vibe going on, and you will find out that most of the time it's men who accept and love red pill ideology because it has to do with controlling women. And of what are these men doing? Controlling women.
Got to talk
or girls.
To my siblings today. My brother in Texas FaceTimed me and allowed me to speak with them. But I would like to tell you guys what happened because honestly, this has just made me even more fearful and more scared. When I went to talk to them, they were so angry. I'm talking about a level of rage that you don't see in children that haven't been coached and haven't been told false narratives. I was talking to my sister and they just kept repeatedly saying they hate me, I'm a B word, F you, F this. I was like, I've been worried about you guys. I want to come to Texas to see you. They said nobody wants you here. And it just breaks my heart because I was in that toxic situation. I've been where those kids were at. I've been with the narcissistic father, Lavelle, who would feed you information that wasn't true to get you to hate people. And I'm really hoping that one day they can be safe from this man and they can stop having to endure the pain. They even hate one of their mothers and hate our other sibling, and they just have so much hate.
Yeah, what it sounds like to
that's
me
been
is
fed to them.
what it sounds like to me is that the dude manipulated those girls into hating, basically to isolate. He manipulated them into isolating them from a support group. I mean, from supportive people who really cared about him. This is horrible. Unfortunately, it's also horribly common.
them by this toxic individual. And I love them with my whole heart, and I'm going to continue to support them regardless. I'm going to continue to be there for them, because one day when they're finally healed and they're out of that trauma, they're going to realize they didn't deserve anything that they've went through. They didn't deserve any of the lies he told them, any of the stories. And I just really want you guys to have my family in your prayers. I really want you guys to still be on the lookout for them. Please still be on the lookout for Lavelle and Sierra Parker, because these children are clearly hurting. I am currently working with individuals that are at risk, and I'm even in school to become a clinical psychologist, and they have all the signs of children that are being abused and being manipulated and are under this watchful eye of someone that is not trying to lead them on the correct path. So
It is just painful to see stuff like this happen. But I think we get the idea. I want to take it one level up. Here we go.
Yeah, Molly and Preston, Bellevue police say this all started out as a routine patrol call where a couple of officers thought something didn't quite look right. That led to prosecutors saying they were able to take down a vicious pimp who was abusing a woman and selling her for sex work while keeping the money for himself.
So trying to tell me leave alone?
On social media,
It's trying to tell me leave money alone.
So the concern I have here, welcome to the stage, Winter is here,
So happy Friday. Happy Friday.
I mean, the concern I have here is all of these men out here doing this buffoonery. This guy's out here flossing that he's a pimp. Let me see.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Torch?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, real good.
Okay, great.
Okay,
No, I wanted to say, I thought that these men said that incest was only a white man's pleasure.
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
And isn't it ironic that these men, because this is not the first case I've came across, where they are, I've heard Sinji, she broke down the pathology of why these men date other races of women and why they label them as preference. The word preference, oh, it's just my preference, I have the right, is more diabolical than that. It's a sickness, right? So right. How are you attracted to something you created?
Right. They're that twisted.
And then you're hiding behind the fact that, oh, we're going to make, it reminds me of Shannon Sharp. Remember the girls went, oh, you want me to put your black baby in me? And stuff, stuff like that. This is some sick stuff, man.
It is. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. Let me put you on the screen here. Yeah, it is.
So is it really a preference? Because they get down on our necks talking about, oh, it's just our preference. But we understand. I don't know if we have the education to place what this really is. Because we're trying to find the words to describe what this really is, and we just don't have those words.
Right.
Maybe one day somebody will. Because this preference stuff, it's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, basically, who wants to be preferred to be abused? You know?
But then they gaslight black women and say that, oh, this is my preference. This is why I don't want you. They're better than you. They're this and that. But then we see the evidence of their choices.
Right. And then also, quite honestly, I'm convinced too, I'm not name calling, but I think a lot of these men, their preference is other men at certain, and I don't mean just for, the sexual thing, but as far as getting things that a woman should give, they still want from a man, like support, love, tenderness, intimacy. They get those all from men. Now, even the men who haven't poked, other men, doesn't mean that they're not mentally in that mindset. Because I thought about it, and I went through a lot of the music that was released, and a lot of it is, oh yeah, I'm down for my brother. I don't want to say the real word what they said, but if you see my
I
point,
say it. I say it.
but they say I'm down for my nigga, and it's like, wait a minute, and it's like, and the
But
red pill
Torch,
community proves it too, because look at all
remember
these
Biggie
men defending.
Smalls? Remember
Yep.
Biggie Smalls' song?
What was it?
Come
What was
on.
it?
He said, I will slob on your daddy.
What? Oh,
He has a song in Juicy, or was it Juicy?
Is it?
Where he's talking about he's going to suck the woman's daddies.
See? And it's historic.
But these men, the reality is these men are so predatorial, and they're conquered at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a conflict of interest, right? So I'm conquered. I have no power, but I'm a predator at the same time.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much what's going down. Let's play a little bit more.
This is why we see the crashing out. We see a lot of things. I'm gonna go on mute now.
Okay, here we go.
With money, swagger, and influence.
SCCC 333.
But investigators say his lifestyle was built by forced sex work, as Dorsey trafficked a woman into prostitution in Seattle, Bellevue, Kent, and Las Vegas. It all came undone in 2024 when Bellevue police responded to a domestic violence call involving Dorsey and his victim.
They listened to what that victim was telling them and realized things weren't just adding up for her and what she was saying, and that she was in a very dangerous situation.
Bellevue Police Major Ellen Inman says patrol officers noticed signs of trafficking and called detectives.
When you ask them questions, they're answering repeatedly in these kind of scripted or answers that sound like they're rehearsed. When they served the search warrant on his premise, they recovered $12,000 in cash, along with those 3 firearms, one of which was stolen, and a banned firearm.
King County prosecutors hit Dorsey with charges of human trafficking, promoting prostitution, and...
What are the signs of trafficking?
Man, I mean, there's the signs is a different thing. I can't really go ahead and break it down, because there's
I
the
don't know,
signs.
because that piqued my interest when the police officer said there were signs of sex trafficking. Oh, smidge. Smack. Whatever, trafficking.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think it's pretty easy to see that, because he probably, number one, somebody probably told them that's a sign. Number two, basically, the way. See, after a while, even when you're a police officer and you're not really, you don't even have to be. They do train them, by the way, to look for signs, but even still, after a while, you've been on the beat for a while. You know who the pims are, and you know who the hoes are. You just know it's not really a matter of whether you can detect them or not. It's a matter of, do you have the evidence to take them in? And as you can see, I guess they got enough evidence. But this is very similar to the situation that was going on with the young lady who was being, abused by her father. It's in this community. It's that, oh yeah, you my daddy kind of thing that controls these women into thinking that they're really being protected, when really they're just being predoed on. Miss Alto in the house. Miss Alto, good seeing you. So yeah, the signs, domestic violence, bruises, cuts, etc. Breaking.
No, but it's not. She said specifically SMEG trafficking. There were signs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They should do some type of commercial, right? Remember back in the day, like the DARE program, they said,
Yeah.
oh, these are signs of addiction, this is the signs of alcoholism. They need to give us them signs.
That's true. Angela Reddick in the house. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, and maybe, you know, that's actually a pretty good point. I think I'm going to do some research because
I like what I was getting ready to say that cognitive distances. Maybe
yeah,
she's dissonant. Where
whatever that
I'm
is.
when I do 12, 15 hours, I can't speak.
I understand.
But maybe she's like distorting like reality. Maybe that could be a sign.
Right. Right. No, I mean they can tell. Just I mean, it's if you learn human nature, you can tell who's doing what. You know, that's basically a whole scoop. Here we go.
And unlawful possession of a firearm.
We see very significant violence, strangulation, beatings, assaults.
Prosecutor Brayla McGinnis tried Dorsey's case where his own social media posts were used as evidence, including this one about the...
That's what I love. You know what I loved? Winter is here. Is these niggas be self-snitching like nobody else.
No, because I think it's beyond that too. It's glorified. This is why they turn on their cameras and show, because it's glorified. This behavior is masculinity in the Black community.
Right. You nailed it. I couldn't agree more. It's for some reason.
How do we divorce this? How?
Right. I could not agree more. I believe you hit it right on the nail by saying they glamorize this.
Yeah, this is the urge. This is why they have the urge to go live to show. Torch, did you see that guy that stole them glasses in the mall and went live and broke his legs? Did you see that?
No. I got to catch that one.
Okay.
All right. Sugar Love just popped up. Sugar Love, let me drop the link just in case you want to come back up.
No, I'm saying they should have, because sex smash trafficking is the big thing now. You got Diddy, you got all these new cases are coming out with these high profile men, aka high value. But the regular public I don't know what the signs are. I'm not around these people.
Good point. Let me play a little bit more. Here we go.
304 oath, where prostitutes promise not to cooperate with police and say they aren't victims.
One of the biggest rules of the game is not to talk to police. It is that idea of selling the dream, right? Saying, I have these nice things. If you come with me, you can have all of this, right? And when you're talking to someone...
So this is where that theory about, oh, wow, the man always holds me down narrative comes from. This is where it comes from. This is it, where men that have committed crimes, they blame the police for them committing crimes and being caught. I know it sounds crazy and weird, but that's how it goes down.
But have you noticed that these males, they have this aesthetic that's uniform?
Yep.
They all look the same. Even the Shannon Sharps of this world is looking like this guy.
Yep, true. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
One who has had a very rough upbringing or a very troubled life, that's the vulnerability that they exploit.
That's the way I look at social media and the use of different ways that people advertise their criminal activity, is that if you make it available for the Bellevue Police Department in this case to access and use as part of our lawful investigation, then that's what we will do.
After being found guilty at trial this spring, Dorsey is now starting a 35-year prison sentence.
We were able to take a very dangerous criminal off the street.
Yeah, good. So many women will be saved now because there was nothing good that would come out of this dude right here. Now he can tell his pimp stories in prison. And he needs to stay in there for the whole 35. Otherwise, these dudes will be out here trying to get around it. Here we go.
And hold him accountable for his actions.
Now, local and state officials have been really trying to get a handle on this issue of illegal sex work. And one of the proposals supported by the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office was a bill earlier this year in the legislature that would have increased the penalty for those who are buying sex work, the Johns in this case. But that bill did not make it out of committee this year. Reporting live in Seattle, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
First at 5, the trial of a man accused of
Turch,
killing a 14.
This comment right here. What if we start demonizing this urban wear, this look of these men, just like they demonize single mothers,
right?
And demonize, Black women with their natural aesthetics. What if we start demonizing this urban outfitter look? Because it's impossible to vet these men because they lie. So we might as well be petty and have this boundary up with the aesthetics. Okay, if you're wearing these type of clothes, or if you're smoking weed, I don't date any man smoking weed. I've made up in my mind that's over for me, right?
Right.
Smoking weed, got a hood name on his social media. What if we start doing that? Just start demonizing urban wear.
Right.
Would that get us somewhere?
It would work. It would work. But there wouldn't be any dudes left because most of them wear it. But it's funny because I remember how these guys, these men, they love MLK, and they like Malcolm X, but those dudes never dressed like that. They never dressed, whatever urban was back then, they never dressed like it. They dressed up in suits or whatever. I mean, even dashikis or whatever. But yeah, I think that should be like you go out on a date. The ladies go.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, when you go out on a date, you see some dude, and if he's dressed up in urban wear, it's like, that's not going to do.
like immediately, like that should be the red flag without any conversation.
Right.
Just walk away. If he asks for you, well, you got to be careful rejecting him.
Yeah. I strongly recommend that you reject him with distance. And what I mean is, well, number one, make sure he never seen where you live. Mm-hmm. Number two, you want to make sure that when you know it's a no, that you go to the bathroom and then you just never come back. Something like that. I mean, let's face it. Today, ladies, you got to play it safe.
But a lot of these restaurants, do they have back exits?
Some do. It depends what restaurant you're in, but some do. But the best thing to do is just be nice enough to get the hell out of there and get some distance and get in your car.
So basically, you're telling Black women to do some recon on the on the damn facility. Yeah. Come on, Todd, that's too much work.
But a day or two before there, or better yet, find restaurants that have a back door and put them on a list. And if he asks you, so where you want to go, and then you just choose one.
Or we should start planning our own dates around safety.
Yeah, it's great idea. Great idea. I mean, one of the best things to do is make sure that like the first date is a coffee date or some date in a location that has a lot of cameras.
But it's only one interest though. Coffee shops.
Yeah,
I'm saying
that is true.
When we doing recon, we are picking the establishment, making sure we have an exit both ways, right? Mm-hmm. But we are conditioned in patriarchy to believe that it's the man who's supposed to do the footwork for the dates and all that. So let's step back and think of safety. And as women, it's not masculine for you to pick the establishments if you're centering it around safety. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And if he's a gentleman, he's not going to have a problem with that either. I like to wish to the stage. Sugar Love. Sugar Love is in the house. How you doing?
Hi, guys. I just don't have my headphones in, so I didn't want all the feed. I am, I'm good. But I was just listening to the young lady, and was it? Did it ever state? Because I'm playing catch up that they went they got the father to save the kids, or they're now starting she's now starting the suit to get the kids taken away and away from the father.
Yeah, that was a great idea brought up by Ghost that, because the young lady said, we're going back to the father, the evil father. The young lady said it was, that time of, there was a limitation that had passed. I don't know how, because she can't be that old, but still, that limitation had passed. But, Ghost stated that, hey, you should show that video to the Child Protective Services, and that should get things popping off right there. For at least for the kids that were left behind, right? And I was like, something, that's a perfect idea, because there ain't no statute of limitations on shit that's still going on, So yeah.
Absolutely. It was something else that happened when I was talking about the guy who stole the glass.
See, but you got to understand that there's multiple mothers involved, right?
Yeah.
So her mother, for some reason, triggers some type of sexual perversion out of the man. So he might not have that with the other two children that's remaining in the house.
Yeah, we won't know, but it sounded like to me, the way the woman was explaining, the young lady who got out of it was explaining the kids had she had the same behavior that the other kids had, and that she explained that the kids had even isolated themselves from their mothers, because there's different mothers up in the mix here. So that's I think what makes her think that. Don't get me wrong, the woman's in on it because it's going on too much, but there's a good chance that they're getting the same black man. Yeah, of course. See, tigers don't change stripes, bars. Let me play a little bit more. Okay. Oh, we're going to the next clip. Okay, y'all, we're going to the next clip. Here we go.
Accused of killing a 14-year-old girl got off to an explosive start as prosecutors revealed the motive. Alexia Alexander was killed 3 years ago, and prosecutors have charged Ronnie Walker with capital murder. But the defense says he is not the man they should be looking at. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse to unpack opening statements today. Evan.
Brina West in the house. Brina West, Miss Alto.
What they have to say.
Well, prosecutors say that Walker was mad that his relationship with Alexia had been exposed. The defense says that police bullied an accomplice into lying about who pulled the trigger.
Alexia Alexander.
Maybe the only central fact not in dispute in this courtroom is that Alexia Alexander was too young for any of this.
14-year-old Alexia Alexander had run away from home. It wasn't her first time running away from home. She'd been struggling.
Her mother had to listen to and see some of the gory details from the early
Wait, that's
morning
her
of
mama?
May 6th of 20.
I assume so. Yeah.
I'm about to cuss. About to cuss.
Here we go.
2022, when her daughter Alexia was found shot 6 times, at least once in the head. Prosecutors believe Walker was mad he had contracted something from her in their relationship, and that
he looks evil right there. And you could just, he's not supposed to be messing around with the 14-year-old in the first place. And you can just see the level of red pill, anger, lack of temper, delusion of control he has. It's terrible. He really thinks he truly believes he had full right to do what he did. I'm convinced he would tell you that if he could. If you went to an interview with him, that's what he would say. Oh, she was mad me. Man, she should have done what I said. Why she gonna bring Bug? And he probably gave it to her.
They want someone impressionable. These men don't even have medical insurance. And you know, the new gonorrhea and chlamydia is resistant to antibiotics and is asymptomatic. So because these people don't go to the doctor regularly, they don't know what they have.
Right.
He probably thought he had diabetes and he was leaking from his shit.
Sugar Love, what do you think so far?
Like I said, I'm playing catch up.
Okay. So, yeah.
Don't you see a white man right there? You don't see no black man right there. That's a white man.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be white supremacy stuff. This is what they do.
Yeah. Well said.
Exactly. He does not look like I have any responsibility for anything that I do, no accountability. And woman, why you here lying on me, even though she's telling the truth?
Yeah, let me play a little bit more. Here we go.
He'd given it to his actual girlfriend.
That gun was within 12 inches of her face. Intentional, premeditated.
Prosecutors say they'll be calling a witness who will testify that Walker admitted to shooting her after blaming someone else, that he lied to investigators, and that he tried to clean the blood from his car. In their opening statement, defense attorneys are pouncing on the credibility of those witnesses.
He had been in jail, bonded out, committed more crimes, bonded out, and he was about to have his bond revoked. He was about to be in a situation where he would have to go back to jail.
Defense attorneys say it was the other person in the car that night, Robert Creed, who killed Alexia, insisting that only Creed had been communicating with her in the days before the shooting. They also insist the DNA evidence of blood is not conclusive and that Creed's critical statements to detectives that Walker shot Alexia only came because the detectives badgered him.
If Ronnie Walker...
Torch, he wouldn't pay the meth head to do his bidding.
Right. It's still, to me, and you know, it's funny you brought that up because I was thinking to myself, well, who cares? Let's put them all
exactly.
Just put them all in for life and call it a day. You know, if they were all in the car, just do that, and because, okay, I'll tell you what, the guy who put them all in there. Nope, put them all.
But they say red pill ideology, get them young, impressionable.
Yep.
You know, go overseas, get you a 14-year-old.
Very, very good point. Because think about it. Passport Bros, maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, it's funny because never mind. I want to keep this on point. Here we go. I'll do that on a different show.
They want the age of consent to be lowered.
They sure do. They sure do. That just shows you. It just shows you. I mean, it's something that we as men need to remove from our psyche.
Yes.
It's just about, little girls or young women.
Yes.
Being,
But getting off him, I'm on these mammies' neck all 2025, right? What type of environment would cause a young girl, 14, to run away? Even though he was the predator, yeah, right. He deserves to be in jail. The mom needs to be investigated. She has the whole mammy look.
Let me break it down real quick, and then I'm gonna let Sugar Love chop it up. This is what drove her away. Remember when we just went over the video with the dude, the man, the father who was abusing his own daughter, right? That'll make a girl run away. So then what we're seeing is the succession of the tragedy. What we're seeing, let me go on screen for a minute. What we're seeing is the movement from the saying, from the pot to the flame, if you know what I mean. From the middle of the pot into the fire. The abusing father being the pot or the hot skillet, and then the fire being the PIMP. That's how it goes down. And that's why a lot of people, they ignore that point, that transition. Because you think she thought she was escaping, but went into a worse situation. The young lady, though, it seemed like to me the young lady who was in the picture, who turned her life around and was actually trying to help others in that situation, she was one of the lucky ones. But a lot of the young ladies end up just like this young lady right here, who passed away because of these evil men. Obviously, it sounds like to me she was being PIMP'd out.
Listen, what I see, Torch, honestly, is the results of putting the man first in the home.
Bars. Chicken Love, what do you think?
I don't know her family dynamics. I haven't really studied the story, but a lot of times these older men, they know how to work these young girls. So you can have the best parents, you can raise them right, but once the hormones start kicking in, they're gonna get the little bumps, and now you got somebody else besides mommy and daddy saying "I love you." You got these boys starting to say that, and that's a different type of love for these kids. They think, "Oh, wow, I'm attractive. Somebody likes me," So I really don't know the dynamic, but you'll never know what really makes these kids run away. Because it's not like she ran back and forth to foster kids or whatever and ended up with that man. Like, I would have to hear more of her family life, because sometimes it's not the parents. Sometimes it's just these predators that's out there. And
yeah,
I love you more than your mother. Oh, you so beautiful. Oh, your mother's is jealous of you. They start implanting things in these little girls' heads. And the next thing you know, the girl's off with the guy.
Okay, let me play a little bit more.
You got a Yorkie or something, girl?
Because he was mad at her? Just tell me that. And then, and only then, you will hear that Robert Creed, for the first time, changes his story and says, that's exactly what happened. And from there on out, Robert Creed mimics, repeats what the detective had told him.
And this trial,
the badgering angle is a bad angle, in my opinion, unless there was some to me, cops have been badgering criminals since there's been crime.
So my question, Torch, is all these black men out here claiming they getting framed?
Right.
How does a good man who's handling his business and being a stand-up man get caught up in something like this?
Exactly. Here's the result. Here's the end. Let's see what happened to him.
Jury's returned. You all may be seated. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My understanding is that you all have reached a verdict.
Okay, let me pause because I can barely hear it. Let me get some volume up on here. This is the verdict right here. Okay, here we go.
All right, and who's the foreperson? Aaron, if you could hand the verdict form to one of the bailiffs. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, you publish the verdict.
State of Florida
All right, everybody, we're waiting for it. Here's the verdict right here. Let's see what he gets.
versus Ronnie Trammell Walker. Verdict form. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1. The defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged. And the defendant actually and personally
Murder of first degree, y'all. Murder of first degree.
killed Alexia Alexander. Yes.
He did that.
Yeah.
And he thought he had a brotherhood because another black man, you know?
Yeah.
He thought he had a brotherhood with this man that he ain't gonna tell. This man clearly, these men clearly don't understand how the world works. They
Right.
clearly don't.
Well, that's generally the problem with a lot of these men that they don't know how the world works. They honestly believe they can break the law and it's okay as long as they're okay with it.
Let me ask your opinion. You older than us, right? So before Big Brother was really around, but you know, I've been seeing a lot of these cases. I wonder how many unsolved cases was back in the day. This is scary when you see the influx of all these cases in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
You can just imagine, just think about 100 years ago, all of the cases, because their nature, quote unquote, they have, has not changed.
Right.
Their urges has not changed.
Very true. If
This is
anything, it's
scary.
gotten worse.
Yes, this is beyond understanding. It's like you try to put these words or these panels together.
Yeah, let me keep it going. Here we go.
2. The defendant is guilty of tampering with physical evidence as charged. And was the tampering related to a criminal trial proceeding or investigation of a capital felony? Yes. So say we all, dated the 24th day of June, 2025, signed foreperson of the jury.
Would the defense like the jury poll?
Yes, Your Honor. Juror number 1, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 2, is this your true and correct verdict? Yes. Juror number 3, is this your true and correct verdict? Yes. Juror number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, justice is served.
So you think they proved that he has some type of relationship with this young lady? They already proved that?
He admitted to that. I mean, what happened was that he admitted that that he was mad at the young lady for giving him something. Okay. A 14-year-old. And this is a perfect parallel to the situation of Shannon Sharpe, because these grown old men, right, nearly my age, right, blaming little girls. You can't make this ish up. You can't make it up. I mean, blaming little girls that really everybody knows are little girls. That's how far gone these men are. That's what's so scary about Shannon. That's why he lost that $100 million. That's how he lost it. Just like that. He is never getting $100 million ever.
Have they gave the verdict for the Diddy trial yet?
I thought I saw something, but I never saw anything about it. But I just said, I'm going to go Diddy free tonight. You know, we talk about him so much. So, yeah. But everybody, that's basically what, I wanted to reinforce tonight, that basically...
Exactly. Like I was saying, it's hard to get words. Like,
yeah. Let me see if I can at least find something a little funny to end the night with. Yeah, here we go. Let me try this one right here. This is a pastor right here.
Black preacher brags about receiving a whopper.
Wait, let me turn that down. I know that's too loud. we reworked my setup, so I got a lot of work to do to get used to it. There we go. Let me try that.
$10,000 from a Trump supporter. Wish he would have seen the light sooner. Here it is.
But now that God has put me on a different platform, I got people call me and ask me for my cash app, my wiring instructions, because they want to bless me just for standing for the truth. And in case you want to know it, it's $ Kelvin Quebec. I had one fellow the other day while we're in the Rose Garden. He heard my story. He said, give me your wiring instructions. I thought nothing of it. I thought he might send a couple hundred and call it a day. The next day he hadn't sent anything. I said, oh, he must have a little lying spirit and forgot what he told me. However, I woke up Saturday morning. I checked my personal account and I saw $10,000 US. I say, hallelujah. I should have went this way a long time ago.
You killing us with this cosplay Martin Luther King up here, man. Come on, man.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He uses.
Why do they all do these black people? They're playing in our face, y'all.
That's pretty much it. Yeah,
we gotta separate, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, divesting. There's many ways to divest.
You know, my biggest thing is I've been saying I am divested from the black community, period. Has nothing to do with dating. Like, I am divested from the culture.
But see, what happens is this. That's how simple a lot of red pill men are. They only think of divesting, which, by the way, they do twice as much, as one thing, which is dating. They don't think about the mentality of divesting from hood behavior or, you see what I'm saying, that kind of thing. And I don't mean hood in a good way. I mean hood in the bad way.
Torch, I'm divested from soul food, Torch.
I love soul food. I can't do that.
I'm divorced.
I love some fried catfish. I'm sorry. I'm going to put some hot sauce on that. You know, that's how it's going down. Sugar Love, what's your thoughts? On the
Martin Luther King guy.
Yeah, the Martin Luther King guy. What do you think? She might be in the middle or something.
Now, just shutting these dogs up. The Martin Luther King guy. What Martin Luther King guy?
This guy. Here we go. Wait,
Put him up for a minute.
$10,000 US. I'll say hallelujah. I should have went this way a long time ago. Lying spirit and forgot what he told me. However, I woke up Saturday morning. I checked my personal account and I saw $10,000 US. I'll say hallelujah. I should have went this way a long time ago.
Put him up for a minute. For a man.
Disgusted.
He sold out for $10,000.
Disgusted.
You know, I think we all should read that book, The American Negro. You guys need to read that book.
Most definitely.
Disgusted.
You gotta think of something else. That's too easy of a word for this guy.
Well, I mean, no, really, when you think about it, Sugar Love, that kind of has a good. Remember, a long time ago, E40 came out with a track called "Dusted and Disgusted," and we got the dust and the disgust all in one.
Well,
I like E40.
Well, remember back in the days, Grandma said, "Busted, disgusted, and cannot be trusted."
Boom, bars.
So I'm sorry, Torch, but the black man been selling out his community since when? 1619? What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about your fellow brothers, Torch? What you gonna do?
I give up. You know, I don't give up, but I see there's a problem.
No, but
You know,
my thing is, the good thing is, it's not about what he's going to do about the brothers, because it's what young brothers may come across him. And
Girl, these YNs is crazy.
No, that is true. But I do know that at one point in time, when Tommy first came out, and I worked with kids, and they was up there talking to the women like, because they watched Tommy, and these girls at that time, they was like between 14 to 16, and they was coming at them like that. So young kids do listen to these shows, and they're not really talking to us anyway. They're really talking to them. So you need somebody that could talk on the other side. So let them make a choice. You know, do you want to be a red pill piece of crap, or do you want to be a decent man?
right.
But they do listen, and they do follow.
Hazelbud in the house.
You know,
Salutations, Big Brother, DJ Torch and fam.
And I don't care what direction you go, even with him. I just looked up a Mazda Bank's account, and I seen $10,000. I'm like, you know, is that supposed to make God happy? Like, really?
And ladies, they only use, you heard he didn't use not one scripture. They only use scripture to oppress women. And then they never read 2 Timothy chapter 3. God tell us to stay away from these sorts.
Women, that's why they kept us away from the Bible. And that's why they said, oh, the man got to be the teacher. Like, we didn't know how to read, because then we would also know how to fight back with scripture.
Women couldn't have education.
If you only taught them scriptures all the time, you don't know it's a whole big old book. Even God said himself, every woman should not be married. He didn't say every woman go get married. He said every woman should not be married. Everybody don't have to. If he have a special assignment for you, he has a special assignment for you. And marriage is not for everybody. They don't talk about them scriptures enough.
Amen.
Yeah, because I want 3 husbands, Torch.
Girl, I ain't mad at you.
Seriously, I'm like that Queen of Zinga. What was her name? She had like 10 husbands. I'm her. I need 3 husbands. I gotta find 3 willing participants.
My dog said roo to that one.
Yeah, I want 3.
Oh, all right, everybody. Let me see. What do I have here? Okay, so I guess I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This is a short live because I got some things I got to do. Well, shoot, it's an hour and a half already, so that ain't short. Sure, I was trying to only do 45 minutes, but this conversation got so interesting, So
yeah, I'm off work today, so.
Oh, I hear that. Before I even get started with the shout outs, I want everybody to give our fine panel members, Winter is here, and Sugar Love, a hand of applause. I mean, we won't hear it. Well, you hear mine.
My sister and my brother. And thank you for letting us be here, my brother.
Hey, you're always welcome. Always.
Can I address a comment real quick, Torch, if you don't mind? 2 minutes.
You got it.
I don't never want to offend anyone about my stance about Black culture. I understand that we have some rich, positive culture, but it has been eroded by the degenerate culture that is basically entertainment. It's everywhere. So even though we might have positive that we can talk about, if you go to overseas, what they know about rap music, I hope I don't offend anyone, when I say I'm divest from Black culture. I'm not divest from, being like who I am, but I'm divest from it. if that makes sense.
Girl,
The negative.
girl, they calling Trump daddy. What else can you say? And they even got the video. Hey, daddy, what more can we say? They're calling him Trump daddy. So, girl.
Because I believe in that saying of insanity. If you try things over and over to get different results, you are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we try to divert from all of this shit? Make a stance.
You mean become sedity niggas?
Yeah, just say, okay, fuck everything. We starting over.
That's a good argument. That's a real good one. I mean, yeah.
Fuck their music, fuck your movies, fuck your dancing.
Wait. Well,
Then we starting over.
I don't want to have to re-edit this.
Oh, my bad. I've been up since 3:00 this morning. My bad.
Okay, no problem.
But forget it.
All righty, y'all. Let me go ahead and hit the beat.
All right.
Again, on stage, Sugar Love. Winner is here. Sugar Love. Thank you. Everyone in the chat was on point as usual. So here's the beat, y'all. I love this beat, by the way. Here we go. It's by Ghost, by the way. Here we go. Shout out to Ghost. Shout out to Brina West. Shout out to Miss Alpha. Shout out to Poetic. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Kenny Kenneth.
They always will. They rise from root to ash and flame, calling softly each true name.
Shout out to
Their
Taylor.
joy hums low in the hush between a rhythm mode, a flame unseen. We are the ones that dream the drum, the rising sun, the work begun with every step. The story grows, the river moves where the spirit goes.
Really?
Ashe, we walk in light, led by love, upheld by right. Welcome home, circles by the
I really is trying to let us know.
Welcome, beloved. You who move with sacred care, bearing dreams too bold to spare. You whose hearts refuse to close, who plant love even where nothing grows.
And shout out
Bring
to
your
all the ladies
stories bruised and bright, your
out
hands
there.
that shape
Hang in
both
there.
bread and light.
Trying to
Bring
get
your
it out.
laughter deep and wide, the kind that shakes the grief aside. We are the ones that dream the drum, the rising sun, the work begun with every step. The story grows, the river moves where the spirit goes. Ashe, ashe, we walk in light, led by love, upheld by
The ones
right.
and twos for you.
Welcome home.